Hello everyone, my name is Aldas, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Sebastian Vettel and whether he deserves the criticism that he is receiving from the media. Now, if you enjoy the video, then don't forget to like and subscribe. That would be massively appreciated. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, I think it's fair to say that over the course of this season, Sebastian Vettel has received a lot of criticism from the media and actually also from YouTubers just like myself. And I think one thing that is very interesting to see after the Japanese Grand Prix, where again Vettel had a let's say speculative attempt to overtake Max Verstappen, and of course end up spinning out and finishing behind his teammate in P6. Again, came with a wave of negativity towards him. Again, questions about his driving style and also questions about his racing and overtaking. Many people like myself thought it was a bit of a desperate move from a desperate man, and the media were all over him during the interviews. And they have been all season, if we're honest. And what's really interesting, and the reason why I'm making this video, is I was thinking, do these drivers get too much hate by the media, and especially Sebastian Vettel? Now, after all of the media talked to him and, obviously criticized him for what he did, now what's really interesting is that Lewis Hamilton has come out on Instagram and said, and he's actually urged people to give Vettel more respect, saying that he deserves more respect, and that at this very high level of competition, they're under such immense pressure, and people just don't realize how people think that these drivers are like machines, they shouldn't be making mistakes, and they're almost taking the human side out of it, which I absolutely respect. I think one thing that is undeniable is the respect between Hamilton and Vettel. I think that is one thing that I really like about their relationship. Doesn't matter, whatever the Baku incident was last year, there was obviously a bit of beef between them, but they've had such tremendous respect, and they realize what position each other are in. I mean, they've both been there, they've both done that. And, it's very big of Hamilton to come out and almost back Vettel up a little bit, just like Vettel actually did at the start of the season. If we remember back to Bahrain, where Lewis had, there was a bit of a cool-down room incident where he, let's say, had words about Max Verstappen after seeing the replay. And in the press conference, again, so there was a bit of criticism from the media saying, should you be acting like that? And Vettel backed him up in the press conference, saying stuff happens, and especially when you're out the car with all the adrenaline, you see stuff, that's how they react. So I think the respect between these two is absolutely undeniable. But the one thing I will say is that at the very pinnacle of Formula One and where they are, criticism is going to happen left and right. And the thing about Formula One is it's almost a battle. It's a mental battle, really, but on track and also off the track, against the media, against the pressure of the team, and almost the expectancy of the fans of wanting you to win and everything like that. And Vettel is having a very hard time, and I think the reason why all these mistakes are creeping up is the pressure from Ferrari and their fans as well, and then the media, constantly. And I'm not, I'm almost being a little bit hypocritical because I have bashed Vettel this season. Absolutely, because he's made so many mistakes. And, of course, it's, that's what we do. We talk about it, we have opinions on it, and we criticize him. But at the end of the day, I think that's what really made me make this video, is thinking about, do a lot of people actually understand, the point of view of the drivers and just the massive amount of pressure that these guys are under, and especially in Ferrari, whether you're at the front or the back, the pressure is massive. But in Ferrari, it is even more because it is the most famous team in Formula One, and they haven't won a title for a decade. So it's absolutely crazy. Now, just to touch back on why I originally started with the video, of course, the criticism about Vettel. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, articles like the Daily Telegraph and the Sun, they've wrote stuff like, that Vettel's had an erratic campaign since the summer, and it, describing Vettel as ridiculous for going those sort of moves and crumbling under the pressure, and really just bashing the guy. And everyone's really been doing that, and I can't imagine the sort of pressure that he's under, from newspapers and journalists and everything, just bashing the guy at all the mistakes that he's making, when really, also in my opinion, I've already made a video about this, not all of them have been his fault. I think some of them have been almost caused by the team for him to be crumbling like this. But I think that he is under massive scrutiny, and what he must be going through, it's just ridiculous to even think of. I cannot imagine having that sort of criticism and having to win, and having the pressure of trying to win the title for Ferrari under that sort of scrutiny by the media. So I definitely feel for the guy, and I do think that the media are sometimes a bit too harsh on people. I mean, of course, everyone always writes articles to sell and everything like that, so they have to almost do that as their job, really. But I do think that drivers get a little bit too much criticism, and if you think about it in their shoes, they are human beings, and mistakes are so easy to make. 1 second you think that there's a gap, and then the next it closes, and you end up looking like the loser, and it must be so difficult. But that's how Formula One is, and that's how it's always been. And it's a really, really cutthroat sport. We know that. But at the end of the day, I do think Vettel was getting a lot of criticism from the media. Not all of it is justified, by the way, in my opinion. But that's what Formula One is, and it has always been like that, and it will always be like that, because in this titanic battle, it's going to be decided by fractions. A little mistake, whether you're going for a gap or not, like Vettel did, making a little mistake, locking up and crashing out on your home Grand Prix like he did, is going to come with so much backlash, and it's just going to mount the pressure more and make it even more difficult to win the championship. But what do you guys think? Do you think the media have a right to put so much criticism and so much pressure on Vettel, just like everyone else does? Or do you think it just comes with the territory of being a top level driver at Ferrari in the pinnacle of motorsport? Comment in the box below. I really would like to hear your opinion on this. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.